Hello, Peak Posse. Yes, I am indoors. So why the hat? I want to give the illusion that it's freezing winter cold. But as most illusions go, it's pretty easy to see through because we got counters back there. You know, I'm inside my house, I'm warm, but my hat makes me warmer. I just want to talk to you a little bit about mountain climbing. I do a lot of reading about people who climb just random mountains, and I was reading some comments on Mount Jefferson, which is a very difficult mountain to climb, and the person who wrote the review was saying that on Mount Jefferson you have to do some scrambling, which in our terms is climbing. Scrambling. I don't know why it's not like they're losing any syllables and they're getting to say the word quicker. You know, it's climbing rocks or scrambling. So it means the same thing. And there's different classes of scrambling. Like a class 5 is a more difficult scramble. And a class 3, for people that are experienced, pretty easy. But for me, would probably be, you know, at the top of my technical limitations, a level 3. But anyway, you got to do some scrambling to get up to what's called the Red Saddle on Mount Jefferson. And once you get to the Red Saddle, you have to, it's called the crux, or the most difficult, dangerous part of the climb, is there's a sheer, it's not a cliff, but it's a very steep bank covered with snow, and you have to make your way across it. It's called the traverse. And a lot of times you have to have special crampons on your feet. You got to have an ice pick, and many times people use ropes and they rope together in case somebody slips, because a slip is 1,000 feet down of a very steep grade, so probably a fatal fall. But once you get across the traverse, then you got to circle around the top. It's called the summit pinnacle. It's like the very last part, and it's the peak of the mountain, where you have to go around it to get to another scramble that, depending on the route you take, could be an easier class 3 or maybe a hard class 5 to get to the top of Mount Jefferson. Now, the reason I say this to you is one young, I figure she was young by her comments. She said that she's an inexperienced climber, but she can free climb cliffs. She's very fit, and she was wondering if she could climb Mount Jefferson with the experience and her abilities. And the one climber that made the most sense told me that along the way, you need to do some checkpoints, which means that you have to stop and you say, okay, this is where I'm at. How am I feeling physically? Am I up to the task to go from where I am to my next point? Am I up for it physically? And how am I doing mentally? Am I on top of this? Am I mentally able to get across? If you can say that you're comfortable with those two things, then you keep going. And you want to keep doing this kind of check as you go along. Am I still able to do this physically? And mentally, am I still in the game? And he said that once one of those things go, especially if you're, mentally you're afraid or you're not sure you can do it, that you turn around. You say, maybe another time I learned a little something about what's going on here. Let me go and I'll live to fight another day. Because mountain climbing is inherently a dangerous thing to do, even on the easier mountains we're going to climb. Mount McLaughlin is considered a very, very easy mountain, but there are sheer cliffs. You know, it is a mountain. It's going to be hard on a body. So the reason for this video is, as we climb this Mount McLaughlin, in May is our goal, let's make sure that as we're going, we're doing these checks. Now, you got to do it for yourself. Do the check. Am I still filling up for this physically and, more importantly, mentally? Because we are going to get to the peak of the mountain, and where there's a peak means there's sides. And it could be, pretty scary for some folks. We're here to help you to push through. There is no pressure. If you can't do it, you go ahead and you say, this is about as far as I go. And we're going to support you in that, Tyler and Aaron and Mr. Bryant, our expedition leader, and the other guys too. Keegan will be there, on some of them. We'll have Drew. So I just want to say that it's a very important, and when we do this, we're inexperienced, that we take an inventory of where we're at as individuals and relay that. Now, we have different skill levels, so you're going to have some people that are saying, yeah, let's go, I can do this. And some people are like, yeah, no, I can't do this. So when that happens, if you're the one saying, no, I can't do this, don't feel any pressure to continue on. Say, this is my limit, this is where I stop. And we'll make sure that you're good, and that we'll get you down the mountain from that point safely and with, somebody around. So we're coming up on the climbing season. There's going to be more than just the trio. Hopefully, I may take the hat, because it's, it can be warm, summer warm on the bottom, and you get to the top and that wind's blowing. It can be snowing in the summertime. So we're talking about some elevation, up where the eagles soar, You lift me up where I belong. That's straight from me to you, Mount McLaughlin. Until next time, Peak Posse, you guys take it easy. Get ready. Start working out. You can't be a couch potato and then expect to roll yourself up a mountain. Okay? Peak Posse, have a good day. Back at you later.